Hi, it's Uday Devgan, clinical faculty at the Jewelstein Eye Institute at UCLA. Here we've just finished removing the cataract from this eye and we filled up the capsular bag with viscoelastic. We're now ready for implantation of our IOL. In this case, we're going to be using the Sofport AO Advanced Optic, which is an aspheric lens. We'll be injecting it into the eye with the Easy Load inserter. In this system, the lens comes in a lens retainer. This allows you to place the lens in the injector without ever touching the lens, optic, or haptics themselves. This maintains their structural integrity and prevents contamination. The steps are actually quite easy. First, we place a sufficient amount of viscoelastic into the loading deck. The lens comes completely contained within the lens retainer, and this allows us to place it in the injector and therefore into the capsular bag without ever touching the lens haptics or optic, which prevents contamination and marring of the lens. Next, we pick up the lens that's contained within the lens retainer and snap it into the loading deck. The lens technician is able to load the lens very quickly without fear of misplacing the haptics. We're then able to close the drawer. For high volume and faster surgeons, the Easy Load system will enable them to perform surgery with greater efficiency. For the technician, the Easy Load system provides a stress-free, easy, and reliable way of loading the lens into the injector each and every time. Advance the plunger. The Easy Load system provides a more tapered and finer tip, which allows insertion of the IOL through smaller incisions. We can continue by filling up the rest of the injector with viscoelastic and insert the IOL into the capsular bag, all with a single smooth motion. The tip is extremely small, and so even though our incision is 2.8 millimeters with a diamond keratome, which is a very exact incision, there'll be plenty of room and plenty of leeway as we insert the injector. As you see, we'll insert the injector here, and you can look at the wound here, and there's plenty of wiggle room. It's going to make it very easy. So we can really insert the injector quite deeply into the eye. This is a 2.8 incision, and yet we're extremely deep in the eye. Now the advantage of this injector is that it delivers the lens completely flat. We'll notice very slow, very controlled. This is real time here. The first haptic comes out, and you can place it exactly where you want, completely flat, no twisting, no sweeping, nothing. Then the optic, and you can see the controlled delivery we have, and the optic comes out again completely flat. Finally, we just let go and the plunger retracts automatically. It engages the trailing haptic, and we can deliver that as well completely within the capsular bag. So you've got complete delivery of the lens here in a flat uniplanar manner through a 2.8 incision with ease, and the lens is perfectly centered. We'll go ahead and remove the viscoelastic, which is very easy. This lens also has other advantages. This is the aspheric lens, the Sofport AO, aberration-free design. So not only does it have no induced aberration at all, but it has uniform power from the center to the edge of the optic. So if you get cases like this is a perfect example. This lady has, for sure, weak zonules. This lens will center beautifully, and we'll place it in the bag right in the center. But the one unknown that we just don't know is how will her capsular bag shrink wrap down. And given her history of weak zonules and pseudoexfoliation, if this lens does decenter slightly, it's not going to affect her visual performance of the IOL. We'll do a little bit of wound hydration here. Since we had no stretching of the incisions, we really need just an absolute minimum amount of wound hydration here. We'll hydrate up, that should be plenty. We'll go ahead and fill up our capsular bag here and our anterior chamber with the BSS. It's a good pressure. We've got a pressure here about 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury. We'll take our wax down. We can check our wound here. Wound's totally dry. And we can press on the eye and still not have any leakage. Absolute minimal amount of hydration. And we're done with the case.